Hi, I'm Evelyn and welcome to this week's book chat. This week on Book Chat we'll be looking at Gerard Bauer. Michael has written a number of books for Stage 3 and older students. But you might know Michael from his picture book, Rodney Loses It. There is a great new Rodney book called Rodney Forgets. Michael will now answer the 5 book chat questions.
Hi everyone, Gerard Bauer here. You might know me from some of my stories like The Running Man or the Ishmael and Eric Bale trilogies, Just a Dog, Rodney Loses It. I'm here to answer some questions for book chat. The first question was, how long does it take to write a book? Well, that really varies. Some of my books are novels, some of them are picture books, some of them are shorter books for middle-aged readers. And it really takes as much time as it needs to take. I think about a story a long time before I write even the first word or type the first word. I have to work out parts of the story and I have to have an ending in my head before I even start to type. If I started writing a story, a novel, say on the 1st of January, all I would be hoping is sometime maybe before the end of the year, fingers crossed, I've got something that I might be able to send away and see if my publishers like it. Second question was, what was my favorite book as a kid? Well, going way back when I was a little boy, I think the first story a longer story that I got through that I really got lost in was a book called Wind in the Willows. Strange animals living by a riverside, Molly and Ratty and Toady, Badger, and just their adventures that they had as if they were real people. And I really enjoyed that experience. I think it's what got me hooked into to reading more books. Third question was, if I could spend a day inside a book or a story, what book would I choose? I really had to think about this because I started to think about my favorite books, and they're not always stories that I would like to spend a day in for various reasons, because they can be very dramatic sort of stories. So in the end, I thought I'll spend a day in one of my own books. So I would choose this book, The Things That Will Not Stand, simply because it takes place over just one day at a university open day. So I could spend the whole book there. And because I love my university days, I'd be able to go back and re-experience that with these characters, which I really enjoyed writing about. So that might be an enjoyable experience for me. Question 4 was, if I had $10 million, what would I spend it on? Wow, that's too much money to even think about. I'd have to give a lot of that money away, I think, to some of my favorite charities and work out people who could really do with that money. I'd spend a little bit on myself if I did, and that would be on a family holiday for my wife and myself, with my children and their families and grandchildren all together somewhere. I think that'd be a lovely experience to have. And finally, it says, what advice would I give to people who would like to be writers or authors? My advice would be simply to write the stories that you love. Don't try to write what other people are writing or what other people want you to write. Write the stories that you love. As a writer, your very first audience, and I think your most important audience, is yourself. You have to write a story that you love and that you like. A story that makes you laugh, if that's what you're writing, or a story that makes you feel powerful emotions or makes you think or gets you excited about the action that's taking place. So entertain yourself. So write stories that you love, and if you do that, chances are other people are like you and they will like those stories as well. And have fun with your writing, and write as much as you can. You can't write every day, but write when you feel the passion there to write. That's about it. That's my 5 questions for book chat. Cheers and happy reading.
Thank you for looking at this week's book chat. Some of Michael's books are available at the library.